of hatches out there.
Yeah. And so now here's the real test. We're going to a rubber match. These robots just came off the field.
Yep.
So now you've got to go back, you've got to reset your robot, you've got to reset your strategy, you've got to digest what just happened on the field. And this is where teams really come to a true test of how put together they are, how organized they are, and can they come back and perform on the field and come out with a win and move on to the semifinals.
What's pretty cool about this event at Chezy Champs is that the robots are right in front of all the fans while they're trying to go through these preps and check them out.
These big fans right here.
Yeah, so just looking over my shoulder, I can see that on Upper Creek, every student and mentor is not on their knees working on that robot now. They all look very calm and collected, so it makes me feel like they've got this issue surmounted. However, this is really where tournaments can be won or lost, or what goes on behind the scenes. How well a pit crew can check out and verify that a robot is fully functioning and diagnose a problem quickly. We don't focus on that a lot whenever we're doing our coverage, but that's really where such a big element of the tournament is made or break for teams.
Yeah, and honestly, it's like one of those skills you learn doing first that you don't get from a lot of other places, right? Like being able to solve a problem that you don't know what the answer to is, or if there even is an answer. Troubleshooting, figuring out what may be causing the issue, finding the root cause, and even more important than that is all the planning that goes into it, so that you're ready when something goes wrong. You have the knowledge and the skills, the checklists, whatever you need to make sure that you don't you get back on the field.
So I want to take a second to go back to that replay, because as much as we talk about how there was an unfortunate event for the Red Alliance, the Blue Alliance also had some really good elements, and it started right away in Sandstorm with the Blue Alliance putting up 4 hatches in Sandstorm mode. That's not something a normal alliance accomplishes in this game.
Yeah, exactly. Good number 1, 2, 3, and then a fourth hatch right over here, right as Sandstorm is ending. I think one of these hatches is going to end up, this hatch ends up falling out right at the end of Sandstorm, but lots of points for Blue there.
Yeah, and the Blue Alliance did this 2 matches in a row. Both matches that we've seen, they have come out on top of Sandstorm, and Red Alliance had to play catch-up. In the first match, they were successful. In the second match, not so much. So Blue was able to capitalize on that for the rest of the match. You'll see already the Blue Alliance up by 15 points down here on the scoreboard, and 16-19 just on the right in the middle of your screen. Unable to score points, and unfortunately dying in a really unfortunate location for the Red Alliance, because they're blocking 3 potential scoring opportunities from all the rest of the robots on their alliance.
Yeah, that's a great insight, Emerson. Lots of teams get disabled by the cargo ship, but it looked like they just kind of tapped it and ended up going out. So interesting failure mode there, but as Mason was saying, it looks like they've got it covered for now. Over here on the other side of the field, 29-28 is doing their best to defend on this side of the field. However, at this point, they're having some issues over here, not really able to maneuver the way they want to, and Blue Alliance has 2 robots over on the other rocket scoring lots of points.
So this is a really smart move by High Tide to be able to recognize that that rocket is probably not where they should be spending their time because of the defender in the way over there. So the Blue Alliance has to share a single scoring location, and that definitely inhibits them from maximizing all the points that they can put up on the board here. But kudos to them for not having a freak out or slowing down, for kind of having to reverse everything in their game plan.
Yeah, let's also point out 58-18 over here has been on the Citrus circuits the entire time, dogging them the entire match. They know that they are the only robot that could potentially beat them in this match, trying to keep them. This is an important fact to note. Look here, 58-18 is not necessarily trucking robots across the field. They're not pushing people all the way across the carpet. They are getting in the way and slowing them down at every opportunity they can. You don't have to be super powerful to play defense well. Yeah,
and really smart move by the Blue Alliance. In the first match, they only had 3 HAB points. High Tide went over there nice and early, made sure they got on level 3. They've got at least 12 points.
Yeah.
And we're just waiting, and then the end of the match comes, and that was enough to secure them a victory.
But this is a major critique on that Blue Alliance. In 2 matches, they've only put up 15 HAB points, and that's a disappointment. We're in the elimination tournaments. Robots should be ending their matches up on top of the HABs. The only excuse for it is if you're a defender and you take away HAB points from the other alliance. In that case, the Funky Monkeys were up trying to put a panel on for a mere 2 points when they could have just drove backwards and gotten on the HAB for 3 or climbed up to a higher one for 6, a much more point value add for their time.
Yeah, and that's all about situational awareness, knowing where you are in the match, knowing when to come back to the field, and knowing what the point situation is. There's basically never a reason to put up a hatch like that in a elimination match. There's no ranking points. There's no reason to finish a rocket. get on that half, get those points at the end of the
Yeah,
match.
and the threat that the Red Alliance poses in regards to the end game is large.
Yes.
The Citrus Circuits always have that threat of that triple climb, but even if they don't get the triple climb, the Red Alliance has the ability to score tons of points on the HAB even without that triple climb.
Yeah, and you'll notice below us here we've got the timeout. Oh, it's gone now. Okay. Well, there was a timeout timer there, but timeout is still in progress here, making sure all the robots are cooled off. But yes, as you were saying, you gotta be careful with all that kind of stuff. So
in any given matchup, there's usually 3 elements that make a complete team out there. There's the robot, right? So we've talked about what the pit crews add to the robot and being able to check that out. There's also the strategy, which is where we end up talking and spending a lot of our time is critiquing the strategies that go out there. And a lot of times that's your coaches and that's your scouting team in the field who put that together. And the third element are the drivers, those students who are actually commanding the robot. And there's such a key emotional element to keeping your driver in check at this point. So you're playing back-to-back matches. You've got butterflies in your stomach because this is where you could play your last match of the weekend if you don't have a successful tournament out there. So what do you do back there to keep your drivers in check and keep them focused on what they're supposed to do?
that's not an easy question to answer. And then honestly, this is a question we've asked you a lot. You're very experienced in this, but when I was a coach, I would always make sure that my students always knew that this is a match just like any other. We have a plan. You trust the plan. You do your job. Patriots winning today, by the way. Good job. So gotta do your job, and your job is to do the same thing you do every match. Do what you're trained for, and be chill and be calm. And that's one of the easier ways that I find to do it. And you know what? Butterflies, for some people, butterflies can be a real detriment. But some people, they kind of feed off of that. They take that tension and excitement and take it and put that into being productive on the field.
Yeah, on my team, we always say, hey, what's the difference about this match when we're in the elims? Nothing.
Nothing. Got to win them all anyway,
Nothing.
right? So might as well. All right. We're going to take a little look here ahead in the future. We don't know what the full semifinals are going to be, but we have another semifinal coming up after this next match. Certified banger over here. Oh, who was that masked man?
I don't know. He must be excited that the Pats won too.
Yeah, exactly. Red Alliance, #1 seed versus the #5 seed, upsetting the #4 seed earlier. This 5 seed, I think, has a legitimate chance to take out Red Alliance.
I bet Jack in the Box is going into this match with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder back from 2018 finals at Minute Maid Park for Einstein whenever they faced up against 254, the Chezy Poofs. In that match, the Poofs came out on top 2 in a row, but here we are with a team that has kind of a really nice mixed bag of talents. They've got a super fast logo scorer in Jack in the Box. They've got one of the best defense bots out there, 6443 aimbot, both of which have really fast high climbers, and then 649 MSAT Fish can clean up those high scoring spots for them. Those are the 3 elements that make for a perfect team, and it's kind of cool how each one has their niche in this alliance.
Yeah, and the Blue Alliance played the same 3 robots in both quarterfinal matches. They've got kind of a nice thing going.
Yeah.
They all really worked well together. You could see on the field they were very coordinated. They knew what they were supposed to do. Now, Alliance #1 on the red side, they have 5,700 in for this match. They played them in the last match, but in the very first quarterfinal match, they actually played their other alliance partner, Millennium Falcon. So you never know. Maybe that might be a disadvantage to the Red Alliance coming in here.
Yeah.
And with the climber that the Chezy Poofs have, I think the geometry of their partners plays a huge element. This 5700 robot gives an opportunity with the bumper cutout for 254 to stick their suction climber right in the middle of that, which could open up 971 to keep scoring points later into the match if they wanted to.
Yeah, we saw them do that on Einstein in Houston at the championship there, presented by Qualcomm. During the final rounds there, almost eking out a victory for the World Championship twice in a row. 3 times in a row, actually.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, with that being said, that's what we're looking for in the future. Up next on the field in just a couple of minutes is going to be quarterfinal 4-3, going to a tiebreaker. Winner wins, loser packs up their stuff. Let's send it out over the field and get ready for quarterfinal 4-3.
All right, we're gonna get this quarterfinal match started right here, but before we can do that, we need to introduce these teams. So let's start over here on the Red Alliance. We've got Team 1678.
That's the Citrus Circuits.
Their partners in the middle station trying to move on to the semifinals. It's Team 2659.
We got a lineup change. It's the Robo Warriors.
And rounding out this Red Alliance, they came all the way from Colorado. They're not trying to go home empty-handed. It's 1619.
Alliance captain Upper Creek Robotics.
All right, we're going to head on down to the blue side of the field. We're going to start off with Team 846. In the middle, their partners, they don't want to go home yet. They're ready for one more round. It's 44-14.
High Tide.
And rounding out this blue alliance, trying to move on to the semifinals, it's 58-18.
Riviera Robotics. Fascinating decision there by the Red Alliance to make a lineup change before this match. A lot of things went wrong in match number 2. They're going to try to change it up. Red Alliance still coming set. Blue Alliance also, as our friends at the RSN desk said, huge improvement in match 2. Their clock awareness got so much better. They got all those half points. Looking to carry that forward. This is absolutely anyone's match. And you got to win or it's bag day all over again. And no one wants that.
All right, we've got thumbs up from our head referee. The green light is on, the gates are locked. We are ready to go with this certified banger. And 3, 2, 1, go!
And they are off. Our Blue Alliance is off to the races, trying to catch back up. Remember, folks, it's win or go home as the Red Alliance and the Blue Alliance go absolutely toe-to-toe. Blue coming out of the sandstorm period with a little bit of a lead. Looks like they're 7 points up ahead as they go through with that excellent hatch panel placement. Here comes 2659. It looks like they were brought in to replace the Viking Robotics by playing some real hard defense, and it's going to be up against High Tide, that offensive scoring machine. Red Alliance trying to climb back into it, and I do mean climb, as our endgame period is going to be one of the highest stakes moments of this match. Both of these alliances have had some difficulty climbing. Oh, 2659 waiting patiently for High Tide. You shall not pass. 1 minute and 40 seconds left on the clock, and the Blue Alliance holding on to a slim 9-point lead, but the Red Alliance playing some effective defense. 1678, the Citrus Circuits skidding out past Riviera Robotics. Upper Creek Robotics is back in action. Nice to see them after that stop in the previous match, having successfully repaired their robot. And folks, the Red Alliance is getting back into it. From a deficit of 10 points, it's now down to 3. They're outcycling the Blue Alliance as 2659 is locking down the rocket. And 5818 cannot stop the Citrus Circuits. Red has pulled into the lead with 1 minute left in the match. This is going to be an absolute banger, folks. It's going to come down to the climb. Whichever team gets more points off of that hab, that's going to make all the difference here. Blue now with the slim 2-point lead. Cargo balls coming out for each alliance. The Robo Warriors looking a little sluggish in the drivetrain as both of those two blue robots are going for the far rocket. They're sticking over near the near one. This is zone defense, not man. They're going to stay over there and keep that rocket clear. 30 seconds on the clock. Red Alliance ever so slightly behind. 5818, Riviera Robotics just absolutely parked in front of a rocket. Here comes 6 points for Red, and they reclaim the lead with 2 cargo placements. Robo Warriors playing hard defense as a hatch panel goes on for the Blue Alliance to reclaim the lead. 12 seconds left on the clock. Red Alliance, Upper Creek Robotics coming on for the double high climb. This will be the difference. Can they get up? Up, up, up. It is good. A double high climb for the Red Alliance. But oh, folks, at the last second, Blue staying back to score. So Blue ending that match with a 7-point lead on scoring points. And the climb's gonna have to make the difference. Oh my goodness, 58-18, their bumpers just dangling off that second layer. I think it's gonna come down to the climb. Folks, I think it is gonna be insanely close on this one. We're gonna see a score in just a second. Our referees need to be very careful because any foul could swing it. That was an incredibly hard-fought elimination match. Both of those alliances knew they had to win it to move on. And 3 of them will be. And 3 of them will be packing up. Referees trying to take time to be careful. Folks, while we wait for the official score, let's hear some scoring by cheering. Give me a big cheer if you thought the Red Alliance won on a count of 1, 2, 3, red. And if you thought the Blue Alliance took that match home, give me a cheer on 1, 2, 3, blue. All right, pretty close there. All right, well, we're going to find out who won on the big board. It was the Blue Alliance. The Blue Alliance by 1 point. 88-87. Whoa. Robo Sports Network. Oh, man. Break down that absolute heartbreaker. Take it away.
Holy moly, yikes. That's, wow. I did not think that was going to end up that way. Blue Alliance, yep, certified banger, I think. Yep.
You know what the first thing I noticed about that match? All 3 Blue Alliance ended on the hab.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah. And that's what won them the match.
That's what won them the match, absolutely. Getting back on the hab, double climb by Red Alliance. I thought they had it for sure, but pulling out, what made the difference in that last match?
This match, it was all robots were really playing the game in their lives. At any other tournament, this would be a finals match 3, not a quarterfinals match 3. Incredibly impressive. Funky Monkeys really hitting it strong, being able to continue to put up points, playing like we've seen them in some of their best games. High Tide running around and keeping the defense moving. They found some opportunities to break away from Robo Warriors. This was Robo Warriors' first time playing in this match. The Viking Robotics was out. They had a broken drivetrain. Robo Warriors went in. They started the match playing great defense and pretty good positional, but then High Tide started breaking away from them, and you really got to hand it to Riviera Robotics, keeping the pressure on 1678 and Citrus Circuits the entire match.
Yeah, Citrus had a hard time putting up points in that match. 1619 tried, got tons of points, but man, that could have gone either way, truthfully.
Yeah, that was crazy. That lived up to the match 3 hype.
Yep,
and
absolutely.
The biggest differentiator in the score breakdown was Sandstorm.
Yeah.
And we had called that out a few matches ago. This 6-seed alliance is the only alliance getting 30 points in Sandstorm other than the number 1 seed alliance of 971 and 254.
Speaking of the one